Welcome everyone to All Growth Podcast. I'm your host, Alvaro Gamboa. Thank you so much for joining us and in this space and time, wherever you may be. Special shout out to the Tiny Cupboard for being the All Growth home, and also to you. With today's episode, we are talking all faith. Faith without works is dead faith. Today we're discussing all faith. As with every journey, every plant, every garden, we need some seeds. So right now we're planting some seeds for our faith. In discussing all faith, I want us to go ahead and continue the conversation we had from last episode in relating faith versus fear. So when you're having faith versus when you're having fear is our first seed. Like I mentioned last episode, fear says, what if? What if this doesn't go right? What if this doesn't go as planned? What if this doesn't go perfectly how I wanted it to? What if nothing goes according to plan? What if? That's living in fear. Whereas opposed to having faith, faith says, even if this podcast doesn't go off as intended, even if none of us have the 2021 that we imagined or wanted or dreamed for and manifested, even if nothing goes right in this world, that is okay, because I am choosing to walk in faith. I am choosing to walk in love. I am walking in my purpose, on my path, and aligned with what's meant for me, with everything that's sent for me. And that's faith, even if, right? So that's the first seed that I want us to start thinking about, is changing those what ifs into even ifs, because that's when you start walking in faith. It's important for us in these seeds that we're planting to discuss and define faith. What does faith mean? What does it look like? When we think about faith, well, faith simply means to have trust, to have confidence, assurances, and beliefs, to be secure in whatever it is you believe in, to have that security within yourself, within this realm, this universe, and within your God. With faith, it looks different to everyone. Everyone has a different faith. Everyone practices faith differently. One thing is for sure, and two things for certain, is shout out to my boy Big Sean when he said this bar. He said, man, you got to have faith to be faithful. You got to be great to be grateful. Now that's a bar and a half right there. Because damn, man, only the most faithful have faith at the core. It takes a lot of obstacles. It takes a lot of adversity, problems for us to face things head on and still have faith. You got to understand, because life going to come at you hard. And for you to still have faith, that shows not how hard your problems were, but how strong you were, how strong your faith was, how solid, 10 toes, never fold you were. Now that's pretty dope characteristic and value for a person, if you ask me. To have someone still be faithful, to have someone assured in what they believe in, assured that everything works for the betterment of the world, everything works in the best interest of the universe, everything happens for you. Man, bruh, ain't no other way to do it but to do it, man. Just walking in faith, be in faith, have that loving aura, that vibe to you. When you're walking in faith, like I mentioned last episode, you're in love. You're in this aura of love. That's what faith is, to be aligned with the ultimate love, to be able to look at 2020, the first week of 2021 being a coup, and being able to say, that doesn't matter to me. I'm walking in faith. I'm walking in love, in light. I'm walking on my purpose, on my path. I'm walking towards the things that are meant for me, towards the things that are sent for me. They're already mine. You know what I'm saying? When you're walking in faith, nothing can hold you back. Nothing can stop you. You're not living in fear. You're operating in love. You understand? Those are the seeds that I want us to take with us and plant for today's episode. So now that we planted our seeds in our growth garden, I want us all to start growing them. And we need some things to grow. The things that we need for our seeds to grow include water and light. Today's water and light, we're adding the things we need to grow. I want us to look at faith as a practice, faith as an art form, because when you have faith, you're cultivating it. To have faith means that you're maintaining that faith. It's an art form. Faith is flexible. It could be there 1 minute and then gone the next. Faith could grow and grow and grow, bigger beyond our wildest dreams and imaginations. And then without us having faith and cultivating that faith and practicing our faith, it could diminish, it could be little, it could get smaller and smaller and smaller till at some point it's not even there anymore. That's what it is to view faith as a practice, to view faith as an art form. The water and light that we need from beginning to end is to know that faith is the ultimate highest vibration. Faith is a manifestation of love. Faith is a vibration of love. At the center of faith is a love for everything happening around you. To say that something isn't well, as in the Bible says, God got you covered. God got you covered. Everything that God has for you is well for you. And if it doesn't look good for you right now, that means God's not done working. And having faith, looking at a pretty bad situation, I don't know, just like coming up with stuff off the top of my head. Millions of people unemployed, a bunch of upset yuppies, no end in sight, no light at the end of the tunnel. When we have faith and we're vibrating in a space of love, that becomes our light. We become light when we're walking in our faith, because we're saying within ourselves, and that radiates outwards, that I am okay with this current situation because I know it's not over yet. I know that better is going to happen, better is meant to come, and that's all right with me. And when you have faith, not only do you vibrate higher, not only is your aura brighter, not only is your energy higher, but you're also moving mountains. Like, faith has the ability to move mountains. What we don't understand is, and this is some more water and light for you, faith is that invisible handyman. Faith is the universe's invisible helper. Faith is the universe's invisible helper. What that means is that faith is around even when you don't notice it. Faith may be operating and you don't even know. You're so busy living in fear, worried on bullshit, that you don't even see faith working behind the scenes. Faith is that producer that does all the work and gets none of the credit, and they like it that way. And that's a rare producer to find. If you find somebody like that, hold on to them tight, bruh, because man, are they helpful. When you're operating in faith, you're able to move mountains. You're moving and grooving, you're shaking and baking. Because when you're in faith, you realize, yo, I gotta get shit popping. I gotta get stuff moving. I'm operating. I gotta vibrate in a higher space, in a higher realm, out of love, in love with life. That's what faith gives you. That's the strength faith gives you to be able to move a whole mountain of fear out of your way. Not you move yourself out of the way, move the mountain out of the goddamn way, because we don't need that. We don't rock with that. That's not what's meant for us, fam. Faith is something that we can't see, we can't touch, smell, taste, or hear. We can feel it though. God, if there's one thing you're going to do today, it's going to feel my faith, because faith is metaphysical. When we say we have the ability to move mountains, what we got to understand is, I want us to get really scientific real quick and say that our brains have neuroplasticity. Our brain is a neuroplastic. What that means is that it's able to change within a thought's moment. Meaning, if you have fear in your body, within you, and you're manifesting that fear, with one thought of faith, with the faith of a mustard seed, you could change your entire aura, how you speak, how you move, your light, what you touch, who you touch. You know what I'm saying? You understand that, fam? Like, you gotta understand, we're operating here in fear. And that's okay, 2020, pandemic, quarantine, lockdown has kept us here. That's where they want us to be. I'm different, and I'm okay with being different, because I want us to be here. Here is faith. Faith is at the top of the mountaintop. Faith is the ultimate vibration of love. Faith says, I got you, you got me, we got this. Hey everyone, I just want to take a time out really quick from the episode to get us into the growth garden. Special shout out to our sponsors for the episode. First and foremost, thank you, Tiny Cupboard, for hosting the podcast. Special shout out to the Tiny Cupboard, making this a home for a growth mindset. Everyone that's focused on that growth mindset for your body, heart, mind, and soul, don't worry. You're home. We're here. Have no fear. All growth is here, baby. You know the vibes. Special shout out to our second sponsor, Posh Faces. Now, you already know the vibes. Rocking with the home team. Whatever your skincare needs, whatever your beard care needs might be, Posh Faces has you covered. All right, Posh Faces has everything posh. When I had a beard, I was definitely rocking with their beard oils. They have either the cedarwood and sandalwood beard oil and the lavender and sage beard oils. You know the vibes. And both of these oils, man, you have one for the daytime, one for the nighttime. There's so much growth for your beard waiting for you. If you think that's all that Posh Faces got, man, you are sadly mistaken. They got the 2-in-1 bathroom beard shampoo and conditioner. Man, they got a body glow that will make you glow like no other sun, man. I promise you. So if you're feeling like switching things up and making your life everything posh, head on over to poshfaces.com. Use our promo code GROWTH for a 10% discount off your entire order. That's right, use our promo code GROWTH, GROWTH, for a special 10% discount off whatever your beard and skincare needs might be. Now back to the episode. So as with every journey, every garden, some stuff comes up that we didn't expect, and we don't know what to do with. And that's okay. That's why we're here. We're gonna figure these out. These are called the weeds. These are all the weeds and the problems facing us in our journey on our faith. Sometimes there are people who don't have any faith, and that is not okay. There are people that don't have any faith, and what that shows is that there is a refusal to believe in something bigger than yourself, bigger than you, therefore not having faith. A lot of people call this a nihilistic mindset. A nihilistic meaning pessimistic, no hope, have no faith. Nihilistic meaning that you think that once we die and that's it. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. There is no better beyond. There's none of that. And that's a pessimistic mindset. That's a scarcity mindset. That's a lack mindset. We gonna get you up out of there, fam. What I want us to start believing in is, I guess, a secular faith, quote unquote, because a lot of the times a problem facing faith is that faith is very much so tied to religion. Faith and religion are like this in our minds. That doesn't necessarily gotta be the case. You know what I'm saying? With faith being connected to a religion, a lot of people say, oh, I have to believe in whichever Abrahamic faith to believe in faith. I have to be either a believer in Islam, Judaism, or Catholicism, Christianity, whichever one of those Abrahamic faiths. But that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. When we're thinking about faith, we're thinking about things that are beyond ourselves. You don't have to necessarily have a God or a religion tied to your faith. There could be a faith in so many different things besides a religious institution or a religious belief. You can have faith in nature. You can have faith in the universe. A lot of evil people have a faith in chaos and evil. That's not the faith I want you to get in touch with. Having a faith in something means having a faith in something that's bigger than you, something that is bigger than us. The bigger picture in life. What is this all for? Someone that has a nihilistic mindset, they say, what is this all for? Nothing. There's no benefit. Nothing happens. Someone that has a positive, abundant mindset says, what is this all for? Testing my faith. This is testing my faith to have the biggest faith possible, the strongest faith possible, in alignment with our greater goods. In making sure that we have a faith without a religious institution or an almighty being, whatever you want to call that, whether it be Allah, Yeshua, Yahweh, God, you don't necessarily have to have a faith in those. A lot of people are on that spiritual tip, and instead of being religious, they find giving credence and credit to the spiritual side of life. So you can have a faith in nature, you can have a faith in natural elements, as in like the wind, the air, fire, the earth, Mother Earth. You can even go beyond that and go into the quantum physical realm, metaphysical realm, the quantum physical realm, and say like, I am a faithful believer in atoms, right? The smallest, little, simplest shit. Or you could say like, I'm a faithful believer in source, in spirit, for those people that are on that spiritual tip. Now that doesn't mean have no faith. I still have faith in X amount of things. I myself am a religious and spiritual person, so I have a faith in God, I have a faith in nature, in Mother Earth, in source, in spirit. These are all different types of faith. You can pick and choose whichever ones you believe in. You can use bits and pieces of all of them, but it's not okay to not have any faith. That makes you, I don't want to say like a bad person, but that makes you a bad person to yourself. Not a bad person to others, but a bad person to yourself. In having our faith, I want us to understand that we just can't have faith. Meaning, if we think, oh, we have faith, we'll be all right, we're not all right. We're not going to be all right. We have to have faith and works. Many people that believe in the Bible understand that faith without works is dead faith. Meaning that it's just like, oh, promises and wishes and shit. That's why when you have faith, you have to have works. We have to understand that faith without works is dead faith. Everyone that has a religious background and reads the Bible understands that entirely. What does that mean for us? If you have dreams come with dates and deadlines. Dream is faith, having a faith in your dream. But the dates and deadlines, now that's the work. Why is that so? You can't believe in God and not obey his commandments. You can't believe in all the work God does, then leave him to do all the work. You got to meet God halfway. Now, if you're not religious, let's take it into the spiritual realm. Let's say that you believe in spirit or you believe in source. If you believe that everything happens for you for your betterment and you have faith in that, a great way to show your faith is to actually put the work behind that faith. When you have that faith, you're not going to let spirit and source do all the damn work for you. The spirit and source is going to look at you like, yo, get your unemployed ass up out that couch and get some moving and grooving. You feel me? With faith in anything, whether in the religious or spiritual sense, you got to meet faith halfway. You got to put some skin in the game. You got to put some elbow grease into faith, man. And you can't just wish things all willy-nilly. I know a lot of us are using a bunch of buzzwords of manifesting, abundance, of putting, good vibes out there. It's not just in our words, it's in our actions. So while I am speaking on faith, at some point or another, I've shown you my faith in my actions. Whether you've known me in real life, or we've come across paths, or you're hearing this for the first time, my faith is being shown right now because I'm recording this and I'm letting you know this is what I believe in, and I'm putting the work behind it to let you see that I believe in it. That's pretty much it, fam. When we believe in something, we put the work behind that belief. That's what it means to say faith without works is dead faith. Let's take an example here. I have faith in the American democracy. I have faith in the American people. Politicians, that's neither here nor there. But for me to have faith in America and the American people, I can't just say shit and not do shit about it. I gotta do something about it, bro. That don't mean go to the Capitol and try to start a coup. What that means is get my American people together, instill values into Americans that are way more important than the selfishness, the privileges that have been manifested as of late. I have faith in the right America. I have faith in a new America. And therefore, I'm going to be doing the work to get that new America, to get that vision out there in my own way. And I hope you do the same in your own way. Another weed that I want us to look at, and this will be the last weed for us, is the focused power of faith breeds abundance. Abundance. Having an abundance mindset, a growth mindset. These are all beautiful things to hear. But you got to understand, we have to focus in on our faith. Our faith cannot be out of control. And when I say you're focusing into our faith, you got to understand, faith is a muscle. A lot of people don't think of that because you don't see it, you can't control it. That's not true. Although you can't grab onto it, you can definitely work out faith. Now, I'm not saying go to the gym and try to crank out some faith reps. That's not how that works. What I'm saying is you do have to work out your faith in every area of your life because it builds and it compounds onto the next. Faith is a muscle. So just like with every other muscle, you use it or you lose it. Do you want to lose your faith or do you want to use your faith? I'm for sure I'm using my faith in every step I take, every day I make a choice, a conscientious decision to live in my faith, to walk in my faith, to be in love with life, to be understanding that, everything happens for me. This life is mine for the taking, for the making of something fantastic, something beautiful, something bigger than myself, something that reaches beyond my wildest imaginations. In focusing our power in our faith and to breed abundance, we got to understand on the flip of it, if we focus on problems, we're breeding scarcity, we're breeding that lack mindset. We're creating more problems. Focusing on our problems creates more problems. The math is mathing up. It's beautiful. I mean, for everyone that dropped out of school, if that didn't make sense to you, I don't know what to tell you, fam. It made perfect sense. When you think of problems, you create more problems. Ain't that some shit? On the flip of that, when you focus on solutions, you create more solutions. It's so beautiful, man. When you focus on faith, you're creating more solutions. And it's not even like an active creation. When you focus on faith, you're saying, to hell with it. God, the universe, spirit, and source got me covered. I ain't gonna stress about that. I ain't gonna worry about that. That's not for me to worry about. That's not my baggage. And you let it go. In that letting go, in that release, the universe is gonna take care of that. They're like, all right, damn, now this guy's believing in me. God, the universe, spirit, and source look at you like, this motherfucker finally wanna believe in us. Ain't that some shit? He wanna finally believe in us. All right, fine. You met us halfway, we're gonna do the rest. Behind the scenes, you're not even paying attention. You on Fortnite and shit. And all of a sudden, God, universe, spirit, source, whatever you believe in, is working on your behalf over time because you proved it to them. I'm gonna let you rock. This is my faith in saying that I'm gonna let you rock. Do what you gotta do. Everything happens for me. Everything that's meant for me is already mine. Everything that's sent to me, I'm already saying it. You feel me? You understand? And understanding that, use your faith more, man, before you lose it, bruh. I love the ending of our episodes. That means it's time for us to harvest. So before you leave, I want to make sure you leave better than how you came, and I want us to grab ourselves some harvest. What have you learned today discussing all faith? Basically how we claim it, how we claim and cultivate faith for ourselves. When we claim and cultivate our faith, we take our power back. We take control over our lives. We understand that everything is happening for us. Everything that's meant for us is already ours. Everything that's sent to us is already on its way. We learn to have a belief in something bigger than ourselves. Having a belief in the bigger picture of life, besides your immediate wants and needs and what you can immediately identify. There are some things that you can't wrap your head around because it's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. Shit, it's bigger than the both of us. You know what I'm saying? You gotta believe that bigger picture, it's always working. Parts are always moving. There are different cogs in the machine always moving all the time in the background with no noise. They're not there to distract you. So focus up on your faith. With our harvest, I do want you to take some things with you. That's how generous I am. So what have we taken with us in our discussion of faith? It's our ability to recognize when we're operating in a scarcity mindset, otherwise known as fear, and when we're operating in an abundance mindset, known as love, known as faith. Having that faith is that vibration of love. So operate in faith more. Walk in faith more. Live in love. You feel me? We could take with us a belief of something bigger than ourselves, bigger than you and me, bigger than whatever our wildest imagination is. When we focus on overthinking what our faith might be saying or what our fear might be saying, we cut out so many opportunities for our faith to actually work, for our blessings to come to us. We're actually blocking our blessings. So I'm here to let you know, go ahead and unblock your blessings today. Work on faith, work in faith. What have we gained in our harvest today in discussing our faiths? I hope you gained better faith, more faith in yourself, and more faith in your fellow man. I hope you gain the perspective to put faith into practice and application. So what that means is actually working, having that faith and putting in that work. So that way it's a faith that is alive and thriving. Because faith without works is dead faith. Now imagine if you put some work behind that faith, how alive and how thriving that faith would be. Sky's the limit. I want us to understand that we've grown in our harvest. We really grown throughout this episode because we understood where we operate in faith and in fear. And in that operation, now we're able to decide for ourselves, actually, you know what? I don't want to be scared anymore. I don't want to be afraid anymore. I don't want to live in fear anymore. Let me walk in faith. Let me walk in light, and let me walk in love. That's a beautiful decision. That is a lot of growth. That's the best growth, in all honesty. And I just got tingles all up and down my spine because that shit is real. Finally, to understand that we've grown in our ability to change our what ifs into even ifs. Meaning, even if none of this comes to fruition, even if none of this goes according to plan, even if all this burns and rots, that doesn't matter to me. I'm walking in faith. I'm walking in light. I'm walking in love. What's meant for me, it's already mine. And that's the true test of faith. That about wraps it up for us here, folks. After we finish discussing all faith, thank you so much for sticking with us through this space and time. Special shout out again to the Tiny Cupboard for hosting the podcast. Thank you so much, everyone. Please remember to subscribe, rate, and review. Follow us on our social media if you have yet to do so. We're on Twitter at AllGrowthPod and on IG at AllGrowthPod. Looking to do so many wonderful things this new year. I'm so grateful. Can't wait to see you guys again. Until next time, keep growing, keep glowing, keep going.